I have a new 50mm f1.8G lens in this box. Let's open her up. Just kidding. A little one. All right. It's always like Christmas morning when I get a little doodad in the mail. Here we go. Okay. The familiar golden box. And here we go. Let's see. First thing is the sleeping bag. I do love things that come with a little sleeping bag. Frankly, I don't often use these, but I love having them. I like the idea of having a little bag that my lens will go in. I don't know why. And wow, this is quite the manual for a little prime lens, isn't it? I assume, yeah, it's like 50 different languages. And paperwork, warranty, blah, blah, blah. All right, here she is. I'm not quite sure how to get in. Here we go. It's like a little alien thing here. Okay, so the lens hood is in there. And da-da-da-da! Voila. She's a beauty. So let's talk about what the letters and numbers mean that are on this lens. Let's see. First, it says AFS, which means that it has an internal focusing motor. And then it says Nikon, which means that Nikon makes it. And then it says 50mm, and that just means it's 50mm prime lens. It's a fixed focal length, and this makes for very crisp images. And then it says 1:1.8. That means that it has a maximum aperture of f1.8. And G. G means that it just doesn't have an aperture ring. Now, for something that it doesn't actually say, it doesn't say DX, which means that it's an FX lens. And that means that it will utilize the full sensor on an FX camera, but you can still use it with a DX camera. Now, I already have the 50mm f1.8D lens. And right about now, you're probably wondering, why would I want two 50mm f1.8 lenses, right? Well, let's talk about the two critical differences between the two lenses. Number one, the new lens is a G lens, meaning that it does not have an aperture ring, like I said before. The older lens is a D lens, which means that it does have an aperture ring. And the reason that it's nice to not have an aperture ring is that you don't have an extra moving part on the outside of the lens. You used to need the aperture ring to change the aperture on the camera, but on DSLRs and newer film SLRs, you change the aperture from the command dial on the camera body. Also, the older D lens does not have AFS, which means the body requires an internal focus motor, which can be loud when focusing. The new lens has AFS, which means that it has Nikon's super quiet focusing motor internal to the lens. Now, the combination of G and AFS means that there aren't any external moving parts except for the manual focus ring. I love that. And then add that it is an FX lens, which means that it will work with newer film SLRs and FX DSLRs like the D3 series and the D700. And did I mention how lightweight and fast it is? Yep. This little puppy is going to give my 35mm f1.8G DX lens a run for its money as my current favorite. Is there a death match coming soon? I think there is. Now, head on over to SnapChick.com to check out a few sample images with this lens on my D3100. There will be one shot at f1.8 and one at f8. Now, before we do that, let's get the lens on the camera. All right, one cap, two cap. Line up my little handy white dots. Wow, the white dot on this is huge. Oh, beautiful. I love that little click. It looks great. Let me know if you have any questions.